problems of gamer culture, though, and they kind of fell on their own sword during Gamergate 1 was that kind of loose talk amongst gamers, which can get very nasty, but is pretty much all there for entertainment purposes, got out into the wild, was misinterpreted, and you know, that's why it's not good to go after people like her in the same way. Don't be a dick. Like, there is no value to it. You're just bringing down the entire gamer community.
Yeah, there really isn't. And at the same time, you know, these people never really post the receipts. It's certainly out there. Anytime you have a controversial issue, people are going to
Oh
get
yeah,
mad at you,
yeah.
and people are going to
She's
say,
pulling a juicy Smollett.
Well, if anything, it should just kind of be another lesson is why you shouldn't do such things to begin with, because that's the thing is they're guilty of doing the same kind of crap.
For who?
Well,
Who
that side, the other side. I mean, like, because Grums has a hit on him. People have been doxxed and all that stuff. It's like what goes around comes around kind of thing. Now, again, like I'm with Grums.
I had an
like,
FBI report filed against me.
See? Yeah.
Which is kind of
I'm
like,
not saying that.
Yeah, which is kind of like an attempted swatting, if you think about it. It's a false report to authorities to try to induce some sort of police action, right? So I take that very seriously. This person posted a YouTube video, you know, and basically said that I was, you know, a Care Bear pedo lover type of thing, and also I think included Asmongold and Heel Babyface on the report, and he was like, "This is how you file an FBI report," and he gave a very helpful guide for us to report him to the FBI for the crime of a false report to the FBI. Wow. I didn't file it, but I know a couple other people followed his very helpful guide.
There's some very angry people out there.
Yeah, and I always post it because I want to highlight that we're actually in this culture war is an actual war, and if we don't wake up to the fact that these people want to impose their ideology under any means possible, you will lose. It's time to wake up and realize that they mean it, and they, you know, and so, you know, there was actual wishes, happy wishes for the death of my family from the earthquakes in Taiwan. This was all public stuff. I mean, these aren't even DMs. My DMs are even worse. And so I highlight that because not because I want to paint a victim narrative. I'm used to this. I 10 years fighting the culture war. You know, I know what's going on. But people, the normies need to understand. The normies need to understand what's going on, that it's real, and that it's important to push back against this stuff.
Well, half of these people are also living in tents on campuses,
while their parents are multimillionaires.
Yeah.
The real point is they are many, they are organized, and they are dangerous. This is the brown shirts of this generation. Individually, they're not dangerous, but as a group, they are very influential, and they're very dangerous, and they're just foot soldiers for something just more nefarious. Just like the historic brown shirts were. I mean, that's the closest historic parallel. What we're witnessing is the same thing that happened in China during the Cultural Revolution there. That didn't turn out very well. Not for China, not for the people of China, not for the world. And this is someone trying to basically do the same thing in the West. That's what these people are. They think themselves good, they think themselves righteous, and they think themselves on the right side of history.
Not
and entirely justified. Just like all of the most horrible, vicious, mean people in history ever did. They are concerned, they are convinced about their own righteousness.
Well, not just that, but the irony is that once Mao marshaled the revolution, not the Great Leap Forward, the Cultural Revolution, and it sort of succeeded, he then figured that these people are now going to be dangerous. I'm going to kill them all. And he did. So the people who led the charge, Mao killed in the very end.
Yeah, my family fled to Taiwan from China, you know, during that whole period of time. So, you know, my family takes it very seriously. And you see this too from people from other countries, former communist nations and stuff. They're all warning us that this can happen.
Yeah, they see what's going on. They've seen this before.
And if the window of politics were to shift over just a little bit to enable this stuff, these brown shirts would not just be tweeting; they would actually be throwing stones and doing far worse, just like in the Cultural Revolution. This is a real phenomenon, and we need to be aware of this.
Well, my parents escaped from communist Hungary, and I can't explain to half the children out there; they're out of their fucking minds. It's
that's
amazing.
Part of the insidious brainwashing that they have been subjected to, that they have been trained to be inoculated against the common sense and history that people like you are able to provide, because you are an old white man and was therefore be dismissed.
Yes, I have horrific stories to tell them. Yeah, nothing like running away out in an open field with Russian soldiers shooting flares up in the air, lighting the ground so they can snipe you to death. That's fun.
It doesn't even have to go that far, though. I mean, if as we get, as in Canada, if you start getting, and Scotland, if you get these laws that say that you can't say certain things online without being arrested, that's enough to get people to start turning on their neighbors, reporting you to police. That's how it starts, right? That,
Indeed.
That's what we saw in these countries is people turning on each other because of either displaced anger, because now it's okay to express your anger in that manner against any target that you wish, but also fear that if you don't vocally and and as some of these journalists like to say, we need a full-throated response. And I think the full-throated response means you can't be silent. You have to actively do this, or you will be hunted too. So, we talk about games, we talk about media, but the reason I'm in this fight is because of the larger picture. And it's, and this is my area. And so I picked games to sort of take a stand, and I said, this is where I can make the biggest difference.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 AM Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe and join us.